Okay. Here's a response. You want to hear it? So NBA Youngboy responds to 6ix9ine saying he doesn't own any of his music. Here we go.
The hottest rapper right now is NBA Youngboy. They own all his music. Atlantic. If I'm lying, I'm flying. The hottest rapper right now is NBA Youngboy. They own all his music. Atlantic. If I'm lying, I'm flying. And he's right here.
That's another 70 tickets. Nigga, I don't fuck with y'all. Boy, I get my whole percentage. What the fuck you talking about?
This is definitely a 6ix9ine response. It's not a diss. It's just a response to him. And I actually forgot to mention, yeah, YB reached out to me after that stream. And YB was just like, yo, yo, I love you, man. But yo, you can't let these motherfuckers play with my name when it comes to you know I own all my shit now. And that's been his thing. You know, obviously he's been through a plight when it comes to like Atlantic Records, but the record deal that he's in now and any record deal you'll see Youngboy sign is a lot of ownership for him. He's not doing nothing that don't include ownership. And I think, you know, when 6ix9ine went on his rant, he was almost kind of putting it across like Youngboy is this guy that just doesn't own none of his shit. And I think the key thing, and YB hit me because me and YB have talked contracts. We've talked, you know, deals and shit like that. The reason why YB is in the place where he's in his career is because he valued ownership over money. Like we've had the conversation where he told me, yo, I've turned down millions, but because I want to own my shit. So I see why he's responding, and I see why he's clearing it up. I'll say unequivocally on the record, especially YB's new deal, and by the way, allegedly might be expiring soon. So let's see who gets the bid on getting YB, because I think he's at the hottest he's ever been now. So the money got to even go even further up. The latest deal that he signed that's been in existence for the last couple of years, he owns his shit. That's a fact. He was very big on ownership. I know he's a crash out. He's a street nigga. He'll slap you up. He'll shoot at you. He'll do this. He'll do that. But that boy ain't that dumb. And he know that when he was signed to Atlantic Records, he dropped 22 projects and he was only contracted to do like 5 or 6. He dropped 22. So he knows how a label could try to take advantage of you and try to play in a way where their ownership or whatever the case is to try to get the better of a situation or own most of what they think people are going to stream. Youngboy, after that situation, and I'm telling you this is a fact. I'm not telling you this because this is, and by the way, I probably should have said it then, but, me and him, we had a conversation about it. But, a lot of times, sometimes we have a conversation. I think he often is like, you got to let the people know, like, tell them that. Yeah, he ain't trying to get online and clear everything up to y'all. So him mentioning the song, I was like, oh, shit, I forgot he did tell me that. Yeah. For all them records, especially since he's been at Capitol, he own all the shit. That's a fact. He own the shit. Obviously, we remember if you've been a Youngboy fan for a while, you could probably remember some of the early Atlantic stuff where there's some turmoil. But let's be clear. He got the leverage he needed. He got out of the deal with Atlantic. And he'll never, ever be in a deal where he doesn't own the entirety of his music anymore. And the point is, he's owned all this shit. I think it's been like at least 3 or 4 years now. He's owned all this shit. So, that's something where, you would never know. There's no labels putting out fucking PSAs on what contractually it is. But the reason why Youngboy is in probably one of the best positions now is that he walked away from millions of dollars and he picked ownership. That's a fact. He walked away from millions of dollars to pick ownership. Why? Because he knew that not only does he bank on himself, and Future does this too, to say my best work is ahead of me. He uses a leverage of where he's at to say, you're not going to give me, because the labels will come to you and be like, hey, here's $5 more million. Don't worry about the ownership. Take $5 million up front. You know what you could buy with $5 million? Oh, 5 doesn't work? We'll give you 8. Take $8 million. Come on. You could go balling with that. Go buy some shit. More jewelry, more this. Youngboy's kind of infinitely rich right now. You know what I mean? Youngboy was having a conversation with labels that many artists, and I think few artists could ever say they're having. When Youngboy went to the negotiation table with Atlantic, it was not about what you could pay him. It was about ownership. And not only ownership of his future work, because he was going to own that, because he wouldn't do a deal if he was going to own that. It was more about, if I'm going to do a deal with y'all, my past work, y'all got to give it to me. It's not about what you could pay him. Now, record labels, that's not their business model. Their business model is, we'll give you $50 million, but we own it in perpetuity. That means forever. And we'll wait and we'll continue to pimp you and pimp you and pimp you. And that $50 million we gave you, we're going to go make $180 million over the span of 10 years. So 100%, I definitely want to say Youngboy wants to, and I will, I'm assisting in helping correcting that narrative, or if that's even a narrative. Youngboy owns all this shit now, and he has for years. He would never do a deal if he didn't own all the shit. And the point is this. He's been offered multiple times millions as opposed to quote-unquote IP ownership. And he's so rich at this point, he doesn't care about the millions. He cares about the ownership. You know why? That boy got 14 or I don't know how many kids. So let me not misquote him or misquote what he got going on. But you see all them kids? And again, he didn't tell me this, but when you own your shit and you got 14, 15 kids, you know what's going to feed them later on? The fact that you owned your shit. Not the money they give you now while they own your shit and you spend it in a year or two, and then your kids later on is like, yeah, my dad was popping and yeah, people loved him, but there's nothing for us. So him owning his shit now for all these projects, all these songs, means a lot. So salute to Youngboy. Let me actually go play that song. Is Never Broke in LLC. How does that miss me? Never broke. Here we go. Did they ingest it yet? Oh, they still didn't ingest it. We could play it. Yeah, he said, nigga, I give my whole percentage. What the fuck you talking about? 6ix9ine clip. Here we go. This is
Youngboy. They own all his music. The hottest rapper right now is NBA Youngboy. They own all his music. Atlantic. If I'm lying, I'm flying. These people.
He's not on Atlantic, by the way.
Will sign you. You have to play the puppet role, right? And this is why I'm so canceled, because they hate when I say this. Go, you sign your life away, right? You make most of your money with your advance, but once you.
By the way, 6ix9ine is not lying as well, because again. And the only thing, and this is why, like, I'm, y'all might be like, you're kind of playing the 50 here, because I know you fuck with 6ix9ine and you fuck with YB. 6ix9ine's not lying, but YB is different because YB has dropped so many songs and records that he's evaded the system that's meant to trap you. When a label gives you a 5-album, 5-year deal, the idea is to perpetually keep you in debt and perpetually keep you being owed to the major label system. Youngboy takes a deal, and if the deal says he has to provide 3 albums and 3 albums in 3 years, y'all know how Youngboy get down. He gonna give y'all 19 projects in 3 years. We all know this. So what happens then? Well, he almost takes back the leverage because his fan base doesn't punish him for dropping too much. They love him for dropping too much. Most artists, if they dropped at the frequency Youngboy dropped, they would get they would dilute their brand. Their shit would go down, not Youngboy. By the way, live on Lake Street, thank you for the 10. He says, much love, Act, for rocking my hoodie. Shout out from Minnesota. Yo, shout out to Southside Chief, man. I love everything. You know, he's been a supporter of mine for so long, and I love what he has going on. And shout out to everybody from Minnesota. I want to go to Minnesota at some point. I've heard that it's very dope vibes. If I do, Southside Chief, I got a link with you, all right?
Blow that, right? Whether you blow it on cars, lifestyle, clothes, everything, then you like, yo, my label's putting me no, I don't have no money, da-da-da-da. And this is an educational thing. Manage your money right, because when these labels got you, they own everything. Then you're forced to do what NBA Youngboy did, and just hear me out. You sell your catalog. When you sell your catalog, you sell your publisher share. Your publisher share is your writer's thing where they pay you quarterly. They pay you every 3 months. You get a check for your writers, sound exchange, a BMI, whether you're with BMI or ASCAP, right? You sell everything. I say, yo, have my catalog. You have to start fresh. So, in my instance, I will have to sell Gummo, Kuda, Billy, Tati, Fifi.
Did you sell those yet?
No, I didn't.
No,
I didn't. So you sell your whole catalog. You sell literally your rights to the music, and when you do that, yeah, you get a large person.
By the way, everything 6ix9ine saying is true. Here's the difference why 6ix9ine, you know, his situation can't match up to what Youngboy's doing is that if you look at 6ix9ine's recorded catalog, 6ix9ine's recorded catalog is probably about 60, it's going to sound crazy, 69 songs. Like, we could probably look it up. Look, Spotify Corp. Okay, here we go. We could look up how many songs an artist has. Here we go. So, by the way, so for example, Drake, right? You guys could use his website too, right? It's publicly available. So Drake has 198 solo songs, and as a feature, he has 196. And as a lead person, he's 317. The total songs he has on Spotify is 513. So let's just go to like 6ix9ine, right? Oh my God, how do I fucking navigate artists? Here we go. So we're gonna try to find 6ix9ine if he's even on this list. Oh my God, we can't. All right, let's go to NBA Youngboy. No, actually, no. Well, I need to show 6ix9ine first. I can't find it. Corb 6ix9ine. Corb 6ix9ine. Hold on. I just need to find him on 6ix9ine. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is 6ix9ine on this thing that kind of like, it gets it from the API of like Spotify and obviously YouTube if you want to go there. So 6ix9ine, all time, right? All time, has 98 songs on Spotify. 98, okay? He has almost 8 billion streams, okay? Daily, he's doing 2 million streams. So 98 songs, 8 billion streams. Let's go to NBA Youngboy. NBA Youngboy. Corp. Here we go. NBA Youngboy. So 98 compared to 761. Youngboy has 761 songs. 6ix9ine has 98. Okay? NBA Youngboy has 17 billion streams. And I'm gonna be honest, like, you know, obviously song like per song average, like, you know, 6ix9ine isn't that bad. That's why 6ix9ine is actually a phenomenon. Because from 98 songs, he has 8 billion streams. And from like 10 times as much, right? 761, Youngboy has 17 billion. And he's doing 10 million a day. Why do I say that? I say that because the more songs you release is the more songs you're going to be able to argue or use as leverage versus your label. Say, I'm getting out of my situations. 6ix9ine, like if 6ix9ine signed for 4 albums, usually they're going to consider an album 10 to 12 songs. So let's say 12 songs. 4 albums. 4 times 12, what is that? 48, right? Now, granted, all these songs are his. Some are like, features. Some ain't on his project, whatever the case is. The point is the amount of songs that 6ix9ine has put out. Like, I know it says, his says 98. But when you take out, like, all right, let's go back to 6ix9ine real quick. Sorry. Okay, cool. So this is 6ix9ine, right? As a lead, right? As a feature is 19. Solo is 41. Even if you sign a 4-album deal, which people would sign a nigga to a 5-album deal, 5 times 12 is 60. It kind of shows that the amount of songs 6ix9ine has put out probably barely quantifies. And he's been out since 2017 to fulfill one record contract. So one record contract is going to probably require you to have at least 60 songs as a lead, but you do Lucy's and stuff. So let's do an inflation of plus 20. 60 plus 20 is 80. As a lead, it basically says that 6ix9ine would probably just now, since he's been signed since 2017, obviously they've done re-ups and shit like that. Why? He has leverage. He's way more hotter. He's getting out of jail. So, to get him to drop, you're going to give him a new deal. But if he was on his original deal, right? Remember, 60 songs, that's like 5 albums. And we're saying 5 albums being 12 songs per album. That's 5 albums, 60, right? Really, everybody does like 15. So if we do 15, it probably is better. Let me see. 15 times 5, what's that? I'll do it right here. I'll just do it right here. 15 times 5. It's 75, right? That's about the average of what albums are at 15 times 5. The point is this. As a lead, it says that 6ix9ine, over the span of 8 years, has barely completed one record contract, which is your first record contract. That's your rookie contract. Most artists come in on a rookie contract of 5 albums. His whole career, because you gotta look at a lead, not these other like features and shit. He's barely completed songs for his rookie contract. This is why it differs when he's talking about Youngboy, and I hope you get what I'm trying to say. Youngboy, let me go to NBA Youngboy Corp. NBA Youngboy signed, I believe, a 4 or 5 album deal with Atlantic back in what year was that? Oh fuck, I can't remember. Was it 2017? I can't remember the year. I'm sorry. So I'm tripped out. He's dropped, let's just look at it as a lead because I'm trying to keep it fair. 600 songs. So 6ix9ine dropped 70 songs. He dropped 600. So remember I told you around 6ix9ine's output, you completed one contract. With NBA Youngboy's output, you completed 10 contracts. If we're just thinking about the average amount. So this is why Youngboy's situation is not like 6ix9ine's situation. Because Youngboy's situation, he's dropped so much music that, yes, they're not going to let him out of a contract for free or like end it early because he's dropping a lot, but he gets more leverage. And the leverage he gets, 6ix9ine wouldn't see. You get what I'm saying? It's not like, here's the thing. Theoretically, if you drop 10 times the amount of music as someone like 6ix9ine, you're irrelevant and you're just spamming. Youngboy is dropping 600 records and he's lit. He's more lit than everybody. So theoretically, his leverage is way more than what 6ix9ine would ever have. I hope you guys understand that point. Okay? 6ix9ine as a lead, 79. Youngboy as a lead, 610. So almost 10 times the output. That matters. So when 6ix9ine is talking about Youngboy and saying, oh, he's probably getting fucked, this and third. Yes, at some point in his career, very early on, yes, 6ix9ine, Youngboy probably, there's probably difficulties. But he's dropped so much records that he's gotten the leverage in his hands. 6ix9ine hasn't dropped that amount of records to blatantly either recoup or consistently outperform what the record deal asks of you that you get to say what you want from them.
A BMI, whether you're right, you make most of your money with your advance, but once you blow that, right, whether you blow it on cars, lifestyle, clothes, everything, then you like, yo, my label's putting me no, I don't have no money, da-da-da-da. And this is an educational thing. Manage your money right, because when these labels got you, they own everything. Then you're forced to do what NBA Youngboy did, and just hear me out. You sell your catalog. When you sell your catalog, you sell your
Now, I also want to correct that. Youngboy sold his catalog. Bieber sold his catalog. Did Travis sell his catalog? No. Future sold his catalog. There were basically hedge fund companies offering, I believe, I forgot what the number was. It wasn't 7X. It was something multiplier for what these guys would make in 10 years. And they were given, not 10 years, I think it was 5 or 6. And they were given these multipliers. Future got 70 million from that. Youngboy got 40 million from selling some of what he had. Now, in Future and Youngboy's defense, they're looking at it like, we dropped so much music, even if we sold that portion of our catalog to you, we're about to put out 10 more albums that we still own, that you could come back in another 5 or 6 years and pay us another 60 to 70 or maybe 100 million for. So again, very different. I know 6ix9ine is trying to make it seem like, oh, they were broke and they sold their catalog. No, these are guys who put out music frequently. So them leveraging a catalog for sale when there is a market based on these hedge fund companies who are trying to buy up hip hop are trying to offer the bag is not because they were forced to, it's because it was good business.
Forced to do what NBA Youngboy did, and just hear me out. You sell your catalog. When you sell your catalog, you sell your publisher share. Your publisher share is your writer's thing where they pay you quarterly. They pay you every 3 months. You get a check for your writers, sound exchange, a BMI, whether you're with BMI or ASCAP, right? You sell everything. I say, yo, have my catalog. You have to start fresh. So in my instance, I will have to sell Gummo, Kuda, Billy, Tati, Fifi.
Did you sell those yet?
No, I didn't.
No,
I didn't. So you sell.
And to be fair to 6ix9ine, if he did sell that, he could liquidate for a good $20 to $35 million, if you ask me. Okay? He didn't do it, but he has an option of it. Now, I don't think those same companies that were offering the bag are still doing that. So if he was desperate to sell it now, it wouldn't be 35 mil. I think he probably could sell for 15. And again, it's just about what the market is. If the market is, oh, we're trying to buy up all these people's shit, you get to raise the price on them. But right now, the company still exists. They're not eagerly trying to buy everybody's catalog. I'll say that.
Sell your whole catalog. You sell literally your rights to the music. And when you do that, yeah, you get a large percent of money, which people think like, yo, I'm gonna blow this, but that's it. You just
give them a
so what could you sell Gummo, Kuda? What could you sell all that for right now?
Well, I'm not even looking at it because I feel like that's what's gonna that's like having a restaurant. Those are quarterly.
That's your.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I want to be clear. I don't think 6ix9ine was trying to diss Youngboy, but he was talking about just how predatory the major label systems are, and he's been pretty much admitting and accepting that it's kind of got him in a bind. But yeah, they've done their number on Youngboy as well, right? So yeah, it looks like that's what Youngboy was responding to with this.
Boy, I get my whole percentage. What the fuck you talking about? Nigga, I'm a gangster. Tickets. Yeah, nigga, you know I'm ready for the block.
And I want to tell people something about the genius of Youngboy. And I feel like sometimes when I say this, I'm like, they always say don't bring. You don't want to show the person eating at the restaurant what's really going on in the kitchen, right? Because the food gonna taste different. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is this. Like, for example, Youngboy puts his song out. I know how the industry works, and I know how YouTube works. Youngboy just literally posted this. The label hasn't properly ingested it. What ingestment means is that it's now a song. I could play the song all day. It's not gonna cut my stream because Youngboy, any song he drops now would fold up on a Universal Music under Capitol Records, and they have to ingest it, make sure all the rights and everything, whatever, and they start claiming it everywhere. When they start claiming it, you're gonna see some different things down here because they're claiming it. The point is this. Youngboy doesn't really work with the major label systems like that. He just drops because he cares about what his fans says. So put it like this. This 1.3 or 1.4 million views, it's only going to get YouTube revenue. It's not going to get music revenue because it's not ingested. But he's not going to wait on his label to have like meetings and shit to put out his song. He just puts it out on his YouTube. Or not his YouTube. I guess this is Never Broke Again LLC YouTube. And when he does that, the labels are going to eventually claim it, but he gets to be timely and he gets to deal with his audience. So like when you're watching this is very different than a thing too. Like for example, this song, YB's going to shoot it, put it up same day. You record it the day before, shoot it, put it up same day. The label, like if you realize there's a sample in it, they got to go deal with sample owners. They got to go deal with so many things to even get the record clear. So what they do is they can't properly claim the song as theirs until they do all their due diligence. So this shit right now is just on YouTube as a Youngboy upload. Now he's so lit, this shit still does numbers. Still does numbers. But in reality, this shit is just a random upload. It's not even really a music. It's not considered music. Now, let's move on to another topic here. We got 50 Cent, who's now reminiscing on his, relationship with Diddy. And if you guys don't know, he won the bidding war to produce the documentary that is going to be about this entire saga with Diddy. And we now know that this shit is tentatively titled Sean Combs The Reckoning. Now, this shit is actually dropping in 2 to 3 days. So 50's actually doing press for this. He's showing up. He's doing press. Maybe I could get him to come on stream or something like that because he's doing press. And remember, Netflix cut him the check. And his production company, and it says from executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, says Sean Combs The Reckoning. By the way, this is such nasty work. TMZ just cares about the drama factor of this, and obviously they know it's going to go crazy because 50 is doing it. But let's be honest, if you really want the truth and you want all these things to be like standardized and you're not trying to do hit pieces or whatever the case is and you want to care about journalistic integrity, why would you put 50 Cent as the executive producer when his baby mama is one of the supposed victims? It doesn't make sense, right? But of course, for Netflix, they're not thinking like that. They're like, yo, this is going to be views out the ass, so it's going to be worth it. Anyway, 50's now promoting this project, and he showed up on Good Morning America, and he was asked about some of these things, and I'll play the full interview after, but let's play this because this is posted on 50's Instagram.
People know about this long-standing feud that you've had with Sean Combs.
GMA Monday morning.
So what brought you to this project?
50 Cent on his highly anticipated new docuseries, Sean Combs, The Reckoning.
How did you go about getting the footage?
The Robin Roberts exclusive.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
Monday morning, The Interview, and never-before-seen video of Sean Combs. First only on Good Morning.
Never before seen video of Sean Combs. Yo, tell us that Daphne Joy, his baby mama, sent the Ring camera footage into 50 without saying she did. Like, come on, bro. Come on.
Morning America.
Wow. So that's coming out tomorrow. Today's Sunday. It's coming out tomorrow. Look, Good Morning America. That's what they're teasing, right? Like, they're like, yo, we got 50. So they're going to drop it tomorrow.
You ready?
I am, yes. How about you?
Essentially dropped a trailer. They just dropped it, or maybe they sent it to 50. Like, the trailer's not even on their page. Wow. Holy shit. They don't have a way you could see it earlier? I guess not, right? Wait, let's see.
Is there any truth to any of that?
No, there's no truth to that.
Okay.
Would I do a thing like that?
I don't know.
Honey, y'all here for 50 Cent talking about this documentary that he did on Diddy? Well, he's doing an interview with Good Morning America tomorrow. And he's going to be talking about the documentary in this video that nobody's seen before that he's going to have in the documentary. The documentary airs on Netflix December the 2nd. Oh, and we are going to be here to talk about it all. Let me go to sleep right now if I can just wake up and it be tomorrow morning. Because I'm going to love to hear what he got to say about this documentary called The Reckoning, baby.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing. So I would guess he's kicking his back in, but apparently he's dropping tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow is tomorrow the 1st of December? It is. Tomorrow's the 1st of December, which means the documentary drops on Tuesday. So I would imagine whatever is going to drop in the morning is going to be highly explosive with him trying to premiere some videos that makes Diddy look incredibly even worse. Now, it's kind of like nasty work a bit. Obviously, Diddy was piping out his baby mama, and, he has an incentive to kind of like not, make Diddy look the best. But I do believe that Diddy has started to gain the sympathy of people after they realized he was not convicted of sex trafficking. He wasn't convicted of any RICO, allegations. He was convicted of just purchasing pussy. And we just talked about Lil Baby, and there's a lot of these rappers, they buy vaginas. So it's like, I don't think people really look at Diddy like some super monster. Obviously, they heard certain stuff, and they obviously seen a video that wasn't good with him and Cassie. But I do believe people have been coming around on this whole Diddy thing, and maybe saying, if he's come back to society and he shows that he's trying to change, or he's willing to like stand for something that could change, we're not gonna just hate him or like boycott him. And I think 50 with this documentary is trying to remind people like, yo, Diddy's the worst thing ever. We could never forgive him. He's trash, and he should be in jail longer. It's almost like, I don't know if they had two cracks at the apple with like Surviving R. Kelly, but like he's trying to do a Surviving R. Kelly with Diddy, which means if you had any decent or good memories of him, we're going to put some shit out to make sure you really don't fuck with him. Right?
So, NBA Youngboy has 12 kids, and he has 2 more on the way. I ain't gonna lie, gang. YB, he's making his own team. You feel me? 12 kids, probably like 10 BMs, 11 BMs. Like, that's what he's supposed to do. Like, Malu Trevejo said that she was pregnant at one point. Another girl said that she was pregnant. Like, YB is just putting a baby in all these women, bro. And I will never forget the interview. He said that he doesn't really care about being a father. He just likes to, you feel me? Yeah. But let me know how you guys feel about all of this. Do you think NBA Youngboy will pass 20 kids by the end of 2025? Or will he do it in 2026? Because we know he's about to have like 4 or 5 kids a year minimum. So we will see.